I get nowhere unless the team wins.
Team.
Throughout history, certain names have become synonymous with power, fear, and criminal enterprise. These are individuals who built empires in the shadows, whose influence reached from street corners to the highest levels of society. Today, we delve into the lives of the 10 most notorious gangsters who left an indelible mark on history. Before we dive in, I want to take a moment to talk about something important. The stories you're about to hear might sound like something out of a movie. Trust me, I get it. But these aren't Hollywood scripts. Real people lost their lives, families were torn apart, and communities were destroyed. So while we explore these infamous figures, let's remember the true cost of their actions. This isn't about making legends out of criminals. It's about understanding a dark but significant part of our history. Meer Lansky, the mob's accountant. In the annals of organized crime, few figures were as crucial yet as quietly powerful as Meer Lansky. Born Meer Lansky in 1902 in modern-day Belarus, Lansky would become the financial architect of the American criminal underworld. Unlike his more flamboyant contemporaries, Lansky understood that true power lay not in violence, but in numbers. He pioneered money laundering techniques still studied by law enforcement today. "There's no such thing as a lucky gambler," he once remarked. "There are just the winners and losers. The winners are those who control the game. All others are suckers." By the 1950s, Lansky had built a gambling empire stretching from Miami to Havana, earning him the nickname, the mob's accountant. His genius lay in legitimizing criminal enterprises through complex financial structures, making illegal profits appear legal. Despite the FBI's best efforts, Lansky died a free man in 1983, taking countless secrets to his grave.
Loose change for herself from this here deal. For me, there's a simple, basic question we have to answer. Did this broad steal this money without Benny knowing anything about it? Or was she just fronting for Benny?
Pablo Escobar, the king of cocaine. At the height of his power in the 1980s, Pablo Escobar controlled 80% of the global cocaine market and was earning an estimated $420 million per week. Born to a poor family in Colombia, Escobar's rise to power is a dark reflection of the American dream. His Medellin cartel operated with unprecedented scale and brutality, yet Escobar cultivated a Robin Hood image among Colombia's poor, building hospitals, schools, and housing developments. "I am not a rich person, but a poor person with money," he once claimed, mastering the art of public relations even while ordering countless assassinations. The cost of Escobar's empire was measured in blood. His policy of plata o plomo, silver or lead, meant those who opposed him faced a simple choice: accept a bribe or face death. By the time of his death in 1993, Escobar was responsible for the murders of thousands, including politicians, judges, and journalists. Lucky Luciano, father of modern organized crime. Charles Lucky. Luciano earned his place in criminal history not just through violence, but through innovation. Born Salvatore Lucania in Sicily, he revolutionized the Italian-American mafia by creating the Commission, a governing body that brought order to chaos. Before Luciano, gang warfare regularly erupted on New York streets. His genius lay in treating crime like a business, establishing territories and creating rules of engagement that minimized violent conflicts and maximized profits. "We're bigger than U.S. Steel," he once boasted, and for a time, he was right. His downfall came in 1936 when Special Prosecutor Thomas Dewey successfully convicted him on prostitution charges. Despite his later deportation to Italy, Luciano's organizational model became the template for criminal enterprises worldwide. Grisela Blanco, the Black Widow. Known as the godmother of cocaine, Grisela Blanco wrote one of the bloodiest chapters in criminal history. In the male-dominated world of drug trafficking, she ruled through a combination of innovation and unprecedented brutality. Blanco pioneered the use of motorcycle assassins and is believed to have ordered hundreds of murders, including that of a 2-year-old child. She was one of the first to understand the potential of Miami as a drug gateway, establishing routes still used by traffickers today. Her paranoia was legendary, as was her taste for violence. She named her son Michael Corleone after the Godfather character, blurring the lines between criminal mythology and reality. Her own death in 2012, by motorcycle assassin in Medellin, seemed almost scripted in its poetic justice. Bugsy Seagull, the man who invented Las Vegas. Benjamin Bugsy. Seagull saw potential in the Nevada desert when others saw only sand. A visionary gangster, he transformed Las Vegas from a dusty railroad stop into an oasis of vice and entertainment. The Flamingo Hotel, his greatest achievement and ultimate undoing, set the template for every luxury casino resort that followed. But Seagull's vision came at a terrible price, both personal and financial. When the project ran over budget, his mob partners lost patience. On June 20th, 1947, Seagull was reading the Los Angeles Times in his girlfriend's Beverly Hills home when bullets crashed through the window. His death marked the end of an era, but his dream lived on in the glittering streets of Las Vegas.
Telling me by the time it got here, the soup was cold.
Al Capone, Scarface. Perhaps no gangster has captured the public imagination quite like Alphonse Capone. During Prohibition, he built a criminal empire in Chicago based on bootlegging, prostitution, and gambling that earned an estimated $100 million annually, over $1.4 billion in today's money. Capone's name became synonymous with the brutality of the Chicago outfit, especially after the St. Valentine's Day Massacre of 1929. Yet he maintained a public persona as a businessman and philanthropist, opening some of Chicago's first soup kitchens during the Great Depression. His downfall came not through violence but through tax evasion, a reminder that even the most powerful criminals often stumble over seemingly minor details. His final years, spent in declining mental health due to untreated syphilis, serve as a dark epilogue to a life of crime.
Jesus Christ.
Frank Lucas, the Harlem Kingpin. Frank Lucas revolutionized the drug trade through a combination of brutal efficiency and business innovation. His Blue Magic heroin became infamous for its purity, while his distribution method, smuggling drugs in the coffins of American soldiers returning from Vietnam, showed his ruthless ingenuity. At his peak, Lucas claimed to earn $1 million per day. He famously attended the 1971 Ali Frazier fight wearing a $100,000 chinchilla coat and matching hat, an outfit that would ultimately contribute to his downfall by attracting police attention. Lucas's empire crumbled in 1975 when he was sentenced to 70 years in prison. He later became an informant, with his story eventually inspiring the film American Gangster, though Lucas claimed the movie only told part of the truth. Whitey Bulger, the demon of South Boston. James Whitey Bulger exemplified the complex relationship between criminals and law enforcement. For years, he served as an FBI informant while simultaneously running Boston's Winter Hill Gang, using his protected status to eliminate rivals and expand his criminal empire. Bulger's reign of terror lasted from the 1970s through the 1990s, involving drug trafficking, extortion, and at least 11 murders. His ability to corrupt law enforcement officials made him particularly dangerous, creating a web of protection that seemed impenetrable. When his criminal empire finally crumbled, Bulger spent 16 years as a fugitive on the FBI's most wanted list before his capture in 2011. His death in prison in 2018 marked the end of a criminal career that read like a Hollywood script. Virginia Hill, Queen of the Mob. Often overlooked in gangster history, Virginia Hill was far more than Bugsy Seagull's girlfriend. She was a powerful figure in her own right, serving as a money courier for the Chicago outfit, and later becoming one of the most influential mob associates of her era. Hill's testimony before the Kefauver Committee in 1951 became legendary for her quick wit and refusal to incriminate others. When asked about her lavish lifestyle, she famously replied, "I'm the best goddamn madam in the business." Her true role in organized crime may never be fully known. Her death in Austria in 1966, officially ruled a suicide but questioned by many, added a final mystery to a life that challenged every convention of organized crime. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the Lord of the Tunnels. At the top of our list stands Joaquin Guzman, better known as El Chapo. His Sinaloa cartel became the largest drug trafficking organization in history, with an estimated annual revenue exceeding $3 billion. Guzman's genius lay in logistics. He revolutionized drug trafficking through an elaborate network of tunnels under the US-Mexico border. His two spectacular prison escapes, one in a laundry cart and another through a mile-long tunnel, became the stuff of criminal legend. Even after his final capture and extradition to the United States in 2017, the Sinaloa cartel continues to operate, a testament to the organizational structure he created. These 10 individuals represent different eras and aspects of organized crime, from the early days of Prohibition to the modern drug trade. Their stories reveal not just the dark side of human nature, but also the complex social and economic conditions that allow organized crime to flourish. While their methods were brutal and their impact devastating, studying these figures helps us understand how criminal enterprises operate and, hopefully, how to prevent their rise in the future. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the darker chapters of criminal history. If you found this documentary enlightening, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our upcoming historical investigations. Until next time, remember that understanding history's darkest chapters helps us build a brighter future.